Warning! This video contains graphic content and is not suitable for all ages. If you are uncomfortable with dark humor or NSFW art, it's best to leave this video. But to those who witnessed these mistakes I made, I sincerely apologize for everything, and I promise that I will change starting with this video. And this video is not a joke, and I'm not playing the victim in any way. I'm going to give my opinion and explain why I made these mistakes so I don't repeat them. Hi everyone, my name is Spinel Studios, and today I'll try to address the mistakes I made, because rarely does someone who makes this type of video truly have no ill intentions towards their fans and friends. And also, even if I make this kind of video, it won't in any way recover broken friendships from the past, and I'm aware of that, even though it hurts me deeply. But I want to end these exposed and dramas related to me at once. So I hope that you all at least understand the point I'm trying to make. So, without further ado, let's get to the most frequent mistakes and questions. People ask me,
First mistake, question. Why did you make NSFW channels on your Discord server?
I created these channels around December 2025 when I was 17 years old. These channels were created at the suggestion of my friend Bloodflare to be used privately, but I decided to raise the idea to make these channels public. In the beginning, some people complained, but they didn't pay much attention to it, and this continued until February 2026 when that orange exposed me to Garmony about the NSFW arts I made of her OC, so because of the risk of losing friendships, I decided to shut down those NSFD channels on Discord for the greater good.
Second mistake, question. Why are you so obsessed with Garmony and other artists in the Terrible Mouse fandom?
Firstly, the word obsession is too strong for that. Secondly, I only like the artists because of their incredible work and admirable effort, more so than any other artist, that it even makes me envious since I can only do animations, haha. But anyway, I just appreciated the artists and didn't have any bad intentions towards them, but after I was exposed for my mistakes, they become uncomfortable around me, and that hurts me, worries me, and makes me nervous because I don't want to see them giving me dirty looks. In the end, I just wanted to be friends with all the artists.
Third mistake question. Why did you make NSFW art of Garmony's OC? Did you want to hurt her or what?
I made NSFW art of her OC because the character description that Garmony made indicated that the OC was 23 years old, and because sometimes people end up using their own age to describe their OCs, I really thought Garmony was around that age, but after I found out Garmony was underage, I felt bad about it and decided to stop doing it in February and never did any other again. And also, I don't hate her. On the contrary, I've always admired her work and effort since a light motion isn't for just anyone. I tried it once and it's quite difficult to make an animation. Furthermore, I made these NSFW artworks of her OC around December when I was 17 years old, and I only did it privately. Furthermore, my main mistake in this whole thing was not asking Garmony for permission, because before doing anything, you have to ask. But at the time, I was nervous about asking questions, because I always received negative responses when I asked questions as well. So I decided to do this privately just for myself, but I ended up letting it show because of my own stupidity.
Fourth mistake, question. Why did you make NSFW with Nula's original character?
I did this around May 2026, but for a different reason. I did it privately on a server that included the people involved: Mac, Male Susie, Nula, OC Creator, Baby Lorna, and others whose names I don't exactly remember. On that private server, I showed them NSFW art that I made, and they also shared theirs, including Mac, who showed an NSFW piece of her OC, but I won't show it to avoid damaging her reputation. So, because I had this close relationship with Nula and being on the private server, I made NSFW art with my OC, Robert, and his OC, Nula. But then a certain person named Ick, who was an admin on my previous server, wanted to see that artwork, and he said that he'll not show it to anyone. But at that time, there were dramas going on the server, and I ended up speaking badly about Ick because of things that were happening there. But then an anonymous member joined the server and sent me a DM saying that Ick is allegedly a pedophile. And because I believed that, I ended up badmouthing Ick, calling him that. And after that, Ick got mad at me and decided to expose that artwork I made of Robert and Nula to everyone. And after that, everyone started talking badly about me. And it's the same mistake as before. I didn't ask Nula for permission, even though it was on a private server, but I only did that because I was of intimacy with Nula.
Fifth mistake question. Why did you make NSFW arts with terrible mouse characters and post them on Rule 34?
I did this because I was old enough to do so, and also because before I became famous in 2025, in 2023, I made a lot of NSFW arts with Brawl Stars brawlers and posted it on Rule 34. And before asking myself if I'm crazy, no, I'm not. I used to play games with my friends, chat on social media, and periodically made animations, those .dinosaur ones. I used to create NSFW art as an alternative way to satisfy myself, since it's normal for teenagers to end up creating NSFW art to satisfy themselves. Not all of them does. That. And then when I joined the Terrible Mouse fandom, I had the same opportunity to create NSFW art, but with female and adult characters, namely Lorna, Lima, and Leilu. Over time, I kept creating new Terrible Mouse figures and making R34 versions of them. For those on my Discord server, this was almost a tradition when I created a Terrible Mouse figure on stick nodes. But then, over time, the people who were in the Terrible Mouse fandom and who also accessed R34 started to notice the similarity between my art and my animations on YouTube, and they started to suspect that I'm doing R34 of Terrible Mouse characters on that green site, and I tried to ignore it. But in the end, I got caught doing it and stopped making those artworks around the same time I was exposed by that orange for the artwork I made of Garmony's OC.
Sixth mistake question. Why did you use an NSFW art of Blue Snow and a photo of Epstein as your profile picture on Discord?
I used them mostly as a dark humor joke, unlike Epstein, which is a serious case. In the case of Does Blues Now, I was bored and decided to use that art as a PFP for a few seconds before, removing it to see the reaction of my members from Discord. In Epstein's case, it was because of TikTok after the leak of Epstein's files went viral for the public to see. I saw them later and I was horrified. TikTok was crazy back then. There were people glorifying that guy who literally did horrible things to minors, and I was always opposed to him, and it was the same case. With Blues Now, I only used it for a few seconds, typed in the chat with that PFP, and then removed it to see the members' reaction. For those who took this seriously, it's actually about my Brazilian humor, which is quite dark, and that foreigners ended up taking it seriously. From now on, I won't make any more dark humor jokes.
Seventh mistake question. Are you immature or something? You were too desperate after losing Garmony. Just let her move on with her life and move on, lil bro.
I'm not exactly desperate for her. I'm more nervous about her still seeing me as a monster because of what I did to her OC. And a lot of people think I didn't care of what I did, but I did pay attention to her after I did that, and I felt really bad about it. I just wanted things to be calmer and go back to how they were before, but unfortunately, people chose to keep looking at me askance like I was a pedophile.
Eighth mistake. Question. Why don't you show love to your fans, Shaw Discord server members? Question probably made by Rara.
I only show my love to those who truly support me in any situation, like Nula, Bloodflare, Muka, and others. But if everyone really showed it, I could truly demonstrate it back. Furthermore, if you truly show love for me, you have to help me in any difficult situation I'm dealing with.
Ninth mistake question. Why did you sell Pedal the desert when he did the right thing in exposing you?
I said that when I was extremely nervous after he exposed me. I trusted him when he exposed Zila Laylee, but after he exposed me, I completely lost his trust.
10th mistake question. Tell the truth to everyone. Are you really a pedophile?
No, I'm not and never will be. I'll never be that kind of person. I only joined the Terrible Mouse fandom to make friends, and I was 17 when I joined the fandom. After I turned 18 and people started noticing these mistakes I made, they think I did them recently. NSFW channels on Discord and the NSFW art itself not being of OCs.
11th mistake question. Why do you support Zyla Laylee? Do you know what she really did?
In the early days when I joined the fandom, I supported Zila because of her incredible work and talent, but when she joined the DC server, people started saying she had done horrible things and I wondered why. Then I went to Zila's server and discovered that she had a cult, supported the 1939 German regime, if you know what I mean. People cutting themselves, drawing on the ground with their own blood, and making NSFW art with TM characters, most of them being siblings, incest, and minors. After that, I stayed on the server just to spy until a guy named Tommy threatened me and I had to leave for my own good. After that, I felt a deep disgust for Zila for doing those kinds of things and constantly doing them, and there are people who say that I'm in the same boat as her, but I will never be like her in any way.
12th mistake question. ... Why did you engage in an SFW commissioning with Mooka knowing she was underage?
I did it because I didn't have another artist of the ideal age to do it with, and since Mooka was very supportive and next to me, I decided to do it with her. I don't do it anymore these days after all that mess.
13th mistake. Why are you so jealous of other people?
Sometimes I get jealous of other people because they get more fan art than I do, and I get this feeling that I'm forgotten or something, especially against that orange. I was very jealous of him getting so much fan art while I was left out, and that's why I tried to badmouth him to Garmony and ended up getting the worst of it. He probably still hates me to this day.
14th mistake question. Do you feel remorse for what you did? Do you truly promise not to do it again?
Yes, I feel remorse for what I did, and I feel bad for those people who ended up seeing the mistakes I made. It cost me a lot of friendships that probably won't come back, and I promise not to do those things again. To those whose friendship I lost because of these mistakes, I truly feel sorry for you all, but making mistakes is normal, and anyone can accidentally make them. People only earn respect when they make mistakes, and others who haven't made any mistakes have never experienced what it's like to make mistakes in life. We have to remember that life isn't always perfect. Life is built only from mistakes and successes, and those who only follow the successes don't understand the concept of making mistakes in life. To close this video on a high note, I've stopped making those mistakes and I'm trying to change my actions and behavior as much as I can to be more acceptable to everyone in the Terrible Mouse fandom. And to those artists' friends who blocked up me like Garmony, Rara, Laura, Nova, Leilu's wife, Lormy Draws, Yasuke, and Meowbo, I'm very sorry for you all and I miss you all a little. Even if you all never become my friends. Again, I sincerely apologize for everything I did. And I say the same to all my fans who have follow me since August 2025. I'm still outside the Terrible Mouse fandom, but I'll only come back if everyone truly understands and forgives me for what I've done, even if it's difficult. And also something I almost forgot. I said the word N-word because I was testing the bot's automat on the server to see if it would delete the forbidden word, but people ended up taking this test seriously, as if I were offending someone. Well, I think that's all I have to say. I don't want any more trouble related to me, and I want everyone to understand that I'm not a bad person. Furthermore, I've been trying to change my actions since May, and people kept exposing me for reasons from the past, so I decided to speak up to end it once and for all. Well, that's it. I hope you all really understand me, and see you later.